Hey guys! So I'm here to do a book review on one of the library books that popped up in my library haul the other day. I just finished Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys, and I absolutely loved it. I'm going to say that right off the bat before I even get into anything else. I loved it. Basically, this is a historical fiction novel about 15-year-old Lena Vilkas, and she is living in Lithuania when the NKVD, which is basically the precursor to the KGB, come and take her family away. This was during the period in 1941 when Stalin sort of conducted an anti-Soviet genocide. Anybody who went against his ideas were stolen away from their homes and put into forced labor camps. This is all happening with the backdrop of the Holocaust and World War II, so all this other stuff is happening, but we're just focusing on one particular story. It's told from Lena's point of view, and you follow her through over a year of traveling like cattle on train cars and being taken to forced labor camps. There's a lot of death and disease and just pain in this story, and the thing is, it's truth. It actually happened. Not necessarily that Lena Vilkas existed as a person, but the story. Ruta is the daughter of a Lithuanian refugee, so she is pulling from her past and sort of going to explore and find out more about this. Ruta talked to people who experienced this and made it into a story, so a lot of the events that do occur are real. The people are not, except for one particular person, and you find out who that is later on in the book. What's even more startling is that when these people, these refugees, came back home, they came back to nothing because all of the Soviets that Stalin didn't send to forced labor camps had taken over their houses and taken their things. And these refugees weren't allowed to talk about it because the Soviet Union still existed. The KGB was there. They couldn't talk about it. Now that the Soviet Union has fallen, they are actually able to speak out against what happened to them and tell their story, which is how this book came to be. It is an extremely powerful read. Do not read this book if you are already having a bad day, because man, will it make you feel even worse. There is some tough stuff that happens in this book. It's told from the perspective of a 15-year-old girl, and there are elements of a young adult novel in here, but the themes are definitely on the more adult side. The actual story itself follows Lena, her mother, and her brother as they're taken. Her father is taken separately from them, and a lot of the story is them trying to find out where their father has been sent. They're trying to figure out if he's dead, if he went to prison, or if he's in another forced labor camp, something like that. And there's also the underlying thing of why were they taken. A lot of the times, the people are intellectuals, teachers, professors, lawyers, doctors, that sort of thing. But Lena's family, they're not any of that. So a lot of the story is her secretly wondering why they were taken and trying to find her father. She meets a boy, of course, because what young adult novel isn't complete without a bit of a love interest? His name is Andreas. But the thing is, this book is not about the love between Lena and Andreas at all. They become friends before she realizes that she likes him, and I think that's important because when you're in a situation like this, you need to have somebody who can take care of you, somebody you can depend on. You know, a lot of the people bond together, and so you get to know these particular characters. Lena has fun names for them, like the Bald Man or the Repeater. Lena is also a really good artist, so she draws a lot of the things that she sees, and she has to hide her drawings from the NKVD so that they don't find them, because if they did, then she would probably be shot. In terms of how the book was written, Originally, I noticed how some of the sentences were very short, direct. I didn't quite like how it flowed. But after a while, once I really became invested in the story and stopped worrying about all that initial stuff, I stopped noticing it. And it became much more about the story, what Lena's experiencing, things like that. I liked all of the characters. There wasn't a particular character that I thought, oh, they're stupid. Why would you do that? Because they're all trying to survive, and it's hard not to like a character when you know they're being persecuted against and you're rooting for them to live. And of course, not all the people live. I gave this book a 5 out of 5. It is brilliant. I recommend it to anybody and everybody, especially if you have an interest in World War II or you don't know too much about the anti-Soviet genocide that Stalin conducted, anything like that. Check this book out. It's a relatively new book, published in 2011. It's getting a lot of publicity right now because it has a very similar title to another book known as 50 Shades of Grey. That is a completely different story. This is way better, I can guarantee you. Just don't even get me started. Okay. Fantastic book. I definitely recommend it, highly recommend it, 5 out of 5 stars. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that I've intrigued you to read this book, and if you have read this book, definitely leave me a comment below, let me know what you thought. You, of course, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, friend us on Goodreads, all the links are below, and I will see you guys later.